This is the 15th video presentation for the Case Plant course. As you view this video, make notes of important information. Pause, repeat, and resume the video whenever necessary. Root absorption, Lesson 4.2, the radical root. You looked at specialized cells during Activity 4.2.3, root cell differentiation. This presentation provides concepts related to root hairs, osmosis, diffusion, and turgidity. How do you believe that materials, such as water, gain access to cells? How do plants absorb water? Pause this video as you consider the question and write a short paragraph that answers the question. If you are not sure of the correct answer, just explain your best guess. When you are finished, resume the video to learn more. Which uptake process did you describe? Absorption or osmosis? There is resistance for materials moving through a cell membrane. Some materials pass through easily by passive transport. Passive transport requires no energy output from the cell, and materials move across the cell membrane quickly. Diffusion and osmosis are both examples of passive transport. When materials are too large or too slow to pass through the cell membrane, active transport occurs. Cells expend energy during active transport. Endocytosis is one specific method of active transport. Diffusion is the process that allows small molecules to move across cell membranes from areas of higher concentration to areas of lower concentration until equilibrium is reached. This process helps cells and bodies maintain homeostasis. Diffusion will occur until there is a balance of the substance on each side of the membrane, such as dissolved plant nutrients. Osmosis is a special type of diffusion, which allows water molecules to move across cell membranes. While diffusion and osmosis seem like the same thing, they are not. Think of osmosis for water and diffusion for nutrients. In Activity 4.2.4, Just Passing Through, you will explore the processes of osmosis and diffusion. Osmosis is essential for maintaining balance, but it can also cause problems. When water concentrations are equal inside and outside of the cell, the solution is isotonic. This is the normal state for healthy cells. If the concentration of water is higher outside of the cell, water moves into the cell, causing it to expand, and the solution is considered hypotonic. Plants have an organelle, the vacuole, to pump excess water out and maintain correct pressure. In animal cells, the cytosol must expend energy to pump excess water out. If water movement into a cell exceeds the ability of the cell to remove water, the cell may burst. If the concentration of water is lower outside of the cell, water moves out, causing the cell to shrink. This solution is considered hypertonic. Dehydration occurs in both plants and animals. In plants, this is called wilting. Without sufficient water, the cell may die. The picture illustrates a magnified grass seedling root hair. It is important to point out that a root hair is a single specialized cell. Notice the nucleus is clearly visible in the uppermost root hair cell. Root hairs only survive about 24 hours and are replaced with newly generated root hair cells. Fluid, such as water and dissolved nutrients, are drawn up the plant. As the osmotic balance between the plant cells and soil change, liquids are exchanged through the root hairs. Transpiration will be studied in a later lesson and will relate the pull of water and nutrients through the plant. Transpiration pull is also related to turgidity, discussed on the next slide. Another example of turgor is balloons. Imagine blowing up a balloon. A balloon with little or no air will flop over. A fully inflated balloon will stand up. Cells will behave in the same way. Without ample water, hypertonic cells will cause plants to wilt. With adequate water, cells will be at their healthy isotonic state. Like a balloon with too much air, too much water could cause hypotonic plant cells to burst under the pressure. However, not many plant cells would do this because of their rigid cell walls. When soil is saturated and plants are already turgid, plants will not continue to take up water, but instead, root health is compromised by the lack of oxygen. Wilting point is a measurement indicator of loss of turgidity in plant systems. This is the equilibrium point between adequate soil water and deficient soil water. As wilting takes place, plant performance and appearance are altered. As a review, mark or highlight 3 key points in your notes that are important to remember from this presentation. List 2 ideas or concepts that relate to previous knowledge. List any questions you have about this topic. Discuss these questions with your instructor. Keep any notes you have from this presentation organized and available for use throughout the course. Through Activity 424, Just Passing Through, you will conduct an experiment to simulate the process of osmosis in order to understand that plants use osmosis for the uptake of water and dissolved nutrients. Your teacher will give you specific instructions for the lab activity. During this lab, you will be using the Vernier LabQuest 2 and gas pressure sensor kit